My name is Kai Pham. I am presenting this year Hackweek project number 33, Web Accessibility Test Tools. Before we go into the test tools, web accessibility means that website, web tools, and technology are designed and developed in a way that people with disabilities can use them. It's important for businesses, including some customer, to ensure web accessibility. You can learn more about web accessibility at this following website. There are online website checker that you can enter your website and have it scanned for accessibility issue. This tool is limited to publicly available website, but anyone can use. The free version is limited in functionality. The next set of test tools are Chrome browser extensions. User can install the Chrome browser and use the tools to scan any website that Chrome browser can load. This works with local development website, web applications, as long as Chrome browser can load it. It also gives you ability to trace the accessibility issue to the visual element on the website. Let's go into the demo of the website scanner and the browser extension. Here are some website scanner that you can enter the website that you would like to check for accessibility. For example, this accessible.com. So it will scan the website for some level of accessibility checks. Here you can see some accessibility issues and it can help you check for solution. Another tool is audioeyes.com. Here we check for the Emerson sample exam website. It will give you some high-level report of the issues you can find on the website. Next set of tools that we will check out are the Chrome browser extensions. Here's one of my favorite Chrome browser extension. You can install it from these links here. Once you install, you can go to any local website or any publicly available website, as long as Chrome browser can load it. Opens the developer tools, and here you can find the Access Dev tools. Here you can scan your website for accessibility issue. The nice things about these tools is it can run on any website or the studio modules, any local development. And here you can trace the accessibility issues to the element on the page that need to address. It also gives you some hints on how to solve the issue. You can turn on and off some best practices to focus on the critical and serious accessibility issues. For example, the color contrast on the footer items. To check the accessibility of any page inside our studio modules. It is the dashboard of Video Cloud. Another set of tools are for test automations. There's a common accessibility testing engine for test automation called XIII. We have utilized this testing engines to build share functions in Studio Test Cafe Commons, and also implement into gallery automations to check accessibility of published experience. Let's go into the demo of this. Here we have make use of the accessibility engines and expand it to include a threshold and make this function available for anyone to incorporate into their test environments. So an example is the test files that we will check the accessibility after we log in into our Video Cloud QA dashboard. Here we set the threshold to 1, so it will show you the error as the threshold is less than the valuation. So here's the test cafe with bringing up Chrome browsers and logging into Studio QA and open the dashboard. Then the accessibility check is called and the validation failed. Let's take a look. So there are 8 accessibility evaluations. It's greater than the violation threshold that we specified. So it will fail the test and print out, report the errors. Normally without the violation threshold, there's a default threshold that will pass the test. The violation threshold is default to 10. Accessibility checks was incorporated into Studio Test Cafe Commons. It also get incorporated into gallery automations repos. Here we expand the accessibility checks to validate any published URL, and again with the threshold that could be controlled from the command line parameters, and we apply this to all of the portal end-to-end tests. Here for one example, we will run this test against the emissions templates to check the accessibility and everything on this emission templates. First, we log in into our gallery modules with one of the test accounts. This is a private session, so the first time we load the modules, it will take a few seconds. Here we will load the create page, where we can select a template from there to create a new experience. So this is create experience page. Minimize this. We'll create a new experience using the Emerson templates. Here's our existing end-to-end automations, where we add different type of video collections into the experience. Using playlist, custom tags, custom search, and also based on custom fields. Then we enable the site search and SEO. Here we publish the site and we do the validations.
This video literally.
Alright, so this test failed. Let's see, because our violation threshold is lower than the violations found. So we've done the usual end-to-end test on this template, and now we've added the accessibility checks on the published experience. I purposely specify a low violation threshold so we can see the accessibility errors here. We can also run accessibility sweep. Which will simply open a published site and validate the accessibilities in different mode. Here we found some accessibility violations, but since we didn't specify violation threshold, we use the default values, which pass the test as usual. So far, we're utilizing the accessibility engines in our Studio Test Cafe Commons library and also the gallery automations. Another tools that we can add on top is for the developer who's developing the code, that they can install the accessibility linter for Visual Studio Code, and that will give you some accessibility error as you write the code. And here are some automation repos that you can review and utilize. If you have any questions, please contact me in Slack or email. And thank you so much for watching the video.